I'm not teaching, I'm publicly learning. Hi and welcome to Learning from Life in UK test part 362, Glossary part 4. We're doing morning stretching, and if you participate in the morning stretching, it's at your own risk. Now, what is civil law? We're saying that is the legal system that deals with disputes between people or groups of people. So if there are disputes between people, then that is civil law. For example, housing law, if there's a dispute with the landlords and the tenants about repairs or an eviction, whatever it is. About consumer rights, if there are faulty goods or services. About employment law, if there is unfair dismissal, the suspicion of unfair dismissal or discrimination in the workplace, or debt and people are owing money to someone. Now, civil service is the departments within the government which manage the business of running the country. People who work for the government can be called civil servants. They are again not giving us an example. People working for the government. That is the police and so on. Civil war, a war between groups who live in the same country. That was here civil war with Charles I and Parliament. The Cavaliers against the Roundheads. The civil war between the king and the parliament could not now be avoided and began in 1642. The country split into those who supported the king, the Cavaliers, and those who supported the parliament, the Roundheads. The king's army was defeated at the Battle of Marston Moor and Nesby, and then the king was hanged in 1649 or executed. England became a republic under Oliver Cromwell, the Lord Protector. After Oliver Cromwell, Richard, his son, became but he wasn't so successful, and the son of Charles I, who was hanged, was invited back to become Charles II of England. Clan, a group of people or families who live under the rule of a chieftain and may be descendants of the same person, a term used traditionally in Scotland. So a clan is a group of people or families who live under the rule of a chieftain and may be descendants of the same person, a term used traditionally in Scotland. So a clan are a group of some people, I don't know, 50 people, 100 people, and some families. They are oftentimes related and descendant of the chieftains, the person leading that, and that is oftentimes used in Scotland. And the next thing is the clergy, religious leaders, used here to describe religious leaders in Christian churches. So the clergy are the religious leaders, and that is used to describe the Christian churches in this book here. Then we had here about the church, the Church of England. Let me repeat it now a little bit. So monarch is the head of the Church of England. The spiritual leader is the Archbishop of Canterbury. The monarch selects the Archbishop, but usually it's done by the Prime Minister and a committee appointed by the Church. And several Church of England bishops are sitting in the House of Lords. In Scotland it is the Presbyterian Church. It is governed by ministers and elders. The chairperson of the General Assembly of the Church of Scotland is the moderator and also the speaker. In Northern Ireland there is no established church, and there are also other Christian groups, the Baptists, the Methodists, the Presbyterians and the Quakers, and there are also some Roman Catholics. Last thing, a coalition. Last two. A coalition, a partnership between different political parties. So if one party doesn't have the majority, it comes to a coalition. That happened here in May 2010, and for the first time in the UK since 1974, no political party won an overall majority in the election. The Conservative and Liberal Democrat parties formed a coalition under David Cameron. Conservative. So political parties are coming together to get more than 50%. And colonize, inhabit and take control of another country. People who colonize are called colonists. So England had many colonies, and they are taking another country which we are not from, and they also inhabit it then. I don't really know what the word means. And they have been called colonists. We had just more or less, we had not much to the colonization, we had a little bit mentioned to the end of the colonization. Some people wanted to expand the empire because they believed that it benefited Britain to increase trade and commerce. Other people said that the empire was already too big, and with frequent conflicts in many parts of the empire would be a burden on or a drain on the resources of Britain. And there was also the Boer War in 1899 until 1902. And many people sympathized with them and that was a part of why colonization was stopped to be done by Britain. They never get really into when Britain did it or how, just a little bit to the end. Okay, we are already late on time. We will continue here in part 5. You can go to the next part if you're just here for that. Otherwise, we're going to do a morning stretching, and if you participate in the morning stretching, that is at your own risk. We're doing shoulder circuits. We go back, up, and front, and down. And the last turn, we're going back, up, in front, and down, and now backwards, in front, up, and down. And our last. And now, we are breathing in and lifting the shoulders up, and out and letting the foot down. And again, in and lift the shoulders up. And out and let them down. And again, in and lift the shoulders up. And out and let them down. Again, in the shoulders up. Last time. And out and down. And now we at the plug. We're breathing in and lifting the arms up. And now we're just normally breathing while we're reaching high. We're pretending to take an apple hanging high on an apple branch, to take it, to turn it a bit around, and to harvest plenty apples. And the last two. Now we're doing the shift up. The arms to the outside, up to a T. We're breathing in, legs wide apart, and out. We're shifting just to the upper part of the body to one side. Breathe again in into the middle. And out over the other side. And again in into the middle. And out over to the other side. Again in into the middle. And out. One last round, breathe in. And out on the other side. Again in. And out. Breathe again in. And out, we are leaning onto our knees. We're doing the buffalo fighting its hangover. We're breathing in. And out one on the front. Again in. And out with shoulder in front. And again in. Out. Again in. And out. In, shoulder back. And the last round, out. Again in. And out. Now breathe in. And out. Hang. And breathe in. Out over to the leg. Breathe in. Out over to the other leg. Breathe in. Out into the middle. And breathing in. And out again. Now back slowly. Now the garden pose. The toes are pointing to the outside. Breathing in full and space between the heels. We're breathing in and lifting the arms up. And we're breathing out and we're sinking down and placing the elbows against the insides of the knees. And now breathe in and straighten up the leg. And out we're coming with the leg. Breathing in. And out again. Breathing in. And out another time with the leg. We're breathing in. And out again down. And again in. And out we're coming slowly up in a straight line. Now we're doing a seahorse pose. We have a good standing leg. And we're placing the heel of the mobile leg on top of the knee of the standing leg. Do this only if you can do it without injuring yourself. We're breathing in. And out when we're going down. So we had 3 people who had won the literature Nobel Prize. First Sir William, then Seamus Henney and Harold Pinter. Let's make them clear because I'm confusing them with the gardens. It was Sir William Golding, Seamus Henney and Harold Pinter. Golding, sort of gold, surprise. Sir William Golding, Seamus Henney and Harold Pinter. And we're changing the leg, and we're going again down. Sir William Golding, Seamus Henney and Harold Pinter. Other authors are Dame Agatha Christie, Ian Fleming, J.R. Tolkien, and also Ian McEwan, Hilary Mantel, Julian Barnes, but we had more. But now Sir William Golding, Seamus Henney and Harold Pinter. And we're coming up again. And we're doing the closing exercise. We're breathing in. And out. We're breathing out. We're breathing in. And out. Again in. And out. Again in. And out. And in. And last one, breathe in. And out. Again in. Out. Now breathe in, close the legs. And out. So, Sir William Golding, Seamus Henney, Harold Pinter. I thank you very much and until next time.